Good morning and welcome to another home workout, and today we are going to make use of every piece of kit that we have available. Now I know some of you that are following these videos do have access to a gym bench, do have access to a select number of dumbbells, a couple of bands and maybe a kettlebell. So today's workout is going to incorporate all of those things as we work through today's session, focusing on pre-exhaustion. So let me just explain what pre-exhaustion is. We're looking to isolate one of the main muscle groups that are utilised and used in the second exercise. So in essence what happens is we pick two exercises, one which pre-exhausts one of the main muscle groups or main muscles used in the second exercise. So for example, we will pre-fatigue today the triceps before we then move into a bench press. We will pre-fatigue the biceps before we move into a row. We will pre-fatigue, or at least try to pre-fatigue, the glutes as much as possible before we move into a deadlift. So the idea is that the muscle that's pre-fatigued, one, reaches further fatigue with the assistance of the muscle that's not been fatigued that assists in the movement pattern, and also secondly, the muscle that assists in the movement pattern or that works in conjunction with the pre-fatigue muscle now also has to work harder. So it's kind of a double whammy. So we're going to do our warm-up first, and once we've done our warm-up we'll get straight into it, focusing on a lower body exercise first, a push and then a pull. Okay, so as per usual, let's just get ourselves moving first and foremost. Do some shoulder rolls going forwards and then going backwards. Obviously if you don't have a bench, that's absolutely fine. I can show you how you can modify it so that you can still follow this session plan. Back to forwards. And backwards. Okay, shoulders a little bit looser, open up the hips, standard procedure. A few each side, opening, and a few each side, closing. Opening. And as per usual, closing. Well, another beautiful morning. Perfect if you're doing these workouts outside. Bit of fresh air. Okay, nice easy bodyweight squats. Just a range of movement that feels comfortable for you this morning, or whatever time of day you're following this workout. Again, just a few reps. Excuse the bands and the dumbbells. Backward stepping lunges, alternate sides. Again, we're just looking to get that body temperature up a little bit. Back to bodyweight squats. Again, just a little bit deeper this time as we're starting to warm up. Back to lunges. Okay, arms again. And backwards. Arms across and behind. Breathing rates going up. Body temperature's going up. Big circles again. Hips last time. So we're a couple of minutes in. Should be getting warm. Now the number of sets that you do this morning or in today's workout is completely up to you. I'm going to go with 3 sets. We'll gauge it close to it. I will gauge it depending on how each exercise feels. I'm guessing with the weights that I've got, these are going to be hard work. Okay, so let's just recap. We are going to look at pre-fatiguing, one of the main prime movers from every exercise. So the exercises that we're starting with, pair number 1, is hip extension. Your hip extension can be done off a bench or off the floor. The primary focus here is that we pre-fatigue the glutes. We're then going to superset immediately with banded deadlifts. Now if you haven't got bands, use your dumbbells for your deadlifts. If you haven't got dumbbells, use your kettlebells for your deadlifts. But first pairing is hip extension, 15 reps, followed by deadlifts at 10 reps. This is going to be the same throughout the session today. The first exercise of each pair is 15 reps to get an element of pre-fatigue. The second exercise is going to be 10 reps on every set. And that goes across the lower body, the push-in movements and the pull-in movements. So let's get straight in. We're going hip thrusts or hip extensions first. I'm going to turn my bench at a slight angle so you can see. Shoulder blades underneath the bench, hips down towards the floor, chin tucked in, squeeze 1, 2. You can do this off the floor if you haven't got a bench, or use a chair. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 2 more, 1 more. Okay, 15 reps into banded deadlifts. And if you watch my resistance band workout, you'll know that we have to take an equal grip, try and do with it as little rest period as possible between each one. Back nice and straight. 3, 2, 1, 10 reps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Definitely hard work, and certainly a very good element of pre-fatiguing my glutes already from those 15. That's set number 1 done. So although it's a slower paced session to what you're used to, especially with the likes of the accumulator, if you get the intensity right, and we do create an element of pre-exhaustion in the first exercise, the second exercise is going to challenge you, because as I said, one muscle is already pre-exhausted, and the other muscles that then help with the second exercise have to work harder, but the pre-exhausted muscle also gets pushed a little bit more as well. So first set done, let's go set number 2, hip thrusts again. So whether you're on the bench or on the floor, chin tucked in, arms across your chest, squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 10, 5 more. 5, 15. Straight back in. I'll do a front profile for you on this one. Band looped around your hands, feet straight down the middle. Try and get it equal, straight down the middle. 10 reps without the mic cable in the way. Come on. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 4. Definitely getting a good booty pump this morning. So we're 11 minutes in, set number 2 done. Like I said, I'm doing 3 sets across the board. What you want to do is completely up to you. Catch your breath. You know, as I've said in previous videos, if you haven't got a heavy enough weight to pre-fatigue or pre-exhaust properly, change the rep bracket. If you're going to reach pre-fatigue a little bit earlier, bring your reps down. If you're not getting pre-exhaustion there, increase your reps. The same goes for the second exercise. So although I'm doing 15 and 10 across the board, you might choose to do 20 and 15 or 20 and 10 or 10 and 5. You know, you've got to choose. You could even match the numbers up and do 10 and 10. It all depends on what you have available to you during this time. So third and final set. Heart rate's a nice 135 beats per minute. Bench under the shoulder blades. Tuck your chin in. Third and final set. Arms across your chest. 15. 1, 2. 5 more. 3 more. 1 more. Again, straight in. I'll go semi-side on this time. Get your feet hip width apart. Grab the band. Try and be as equal as you can. 10 reps. 3, 2, 1. 1. They're definitely a challenge. Okay, first pairing done. If you want to go off and do your 4th and final set, that's completely up to you. But I'm now going to move on to my second pairing once I've caught my breath and had a bit of water. Okay, so second pairing, the pre-exhaustion of the triceps, back of your arm, 15 reps. Now I'm going to do it with banded skull crushers. If you have a band, you may want to do the same. You can put the band around your upper back, lay on the floor, if you haven't got access to a bench. My second exercise is kettlebell bench press. Again, I'm doing it off a bench. If you haven't got access to a bench, you can do it off the floor, call it floor press. Secondly, if you haven't got the option to do either of those exercises, your exercises could be overhead extension, tricep push downs with a band from the resistance band video. You can do press ups for your pressing, your second exercise. It's completely up to you how you want to go about this second section. So again, keeping it nice and simple. Heart rate's not getting exceedingly high, still sitting between 120 and 140 beats per minute. Getting my dumbbells ready, or my kettlebells ready for my second exercise. But first up, it's that skull crusher. So grab the band. Okay, so we want it to have plenty of resistance So I'm just looping it so that the band stays out my hair. And we're going to fully extend up. Okay, so from here, extend. It's too easy. Early feedback. Take it a bit higher up. Let's go. 1. Still too easy. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3. Band's getting in the way. Adjust it if you need to. 4. It's better. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Big squeeze in the triceps. 3, 2, 1. Oh, definitely some pre-exhaustion going on there. Okay, kettlebells up. 10 reps in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They were definitely hard work, for sure. Whew. Not to mention getting attacked by a few flies at the same time. So, again, like I've said, this isn't one of those workouts today where you're going to get really out of breath and, you know, sweating a lot. It's more of one of those sessions where you're going to really work on your strength, concentrate on technique, and understand the principle of pre-exhaustion. Whilst I appreciate it can be quite difficult to do this advanced training method in the comfort of your own home with limited equipment. So, what I'm going to do my next set with the green band, not because the purple was too easy. I'm just going to demonstrate how you can do it with it wrapped around your shoulders. So, if you haven't got access to a bench, you want to imagine that the bench is your floor. Put the band 1 hoop through. Okay, put it around your upper back. We don't want it to move around your neck, so we want it to be nicely across your shoulder blades. Okay, lay yourself back from here. Again, take the band where you feel it's going to give you enough resistance, and then from here I'm going to do the same movement. Extend the arms. Okay, too easy. Give myself a little bit more of a challenge. Take the band so it's got more of a stretch, a bit more loose band available. Okay, let's go. 1, that's better. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, these burn. 13, 14. Oh, most definitely some pre-exhaustion there. So again, I'm going to target myself for 10 reps of the bench press, but hey, technique could go. We shall see. So up they go. 3, 2, 1, and up. Okay, nice and controlled. 10. Oh, they were most definitely getting harder towards the end. A lot of work through the triceps there. Like I said, the back of the arms. So if that's the target area of yours, that's a great little combination for you. So before we go into our third and final set, just to recap a key specific. If the first exercise isn't pre-fatigued to some extent, the second exercise isn't going to be as effective. So choose your rep periods, your rep bracket on the loads that you've got available. Whether it's just dumbbells, it's just dumbbells. Whether it's just kettlebells, etc. You don't have to use the exercises that I've done. The key principle here is that we pre-fatigue one of the prime movers when it comes to the second exercise. So again, in the first pairing, we pre-fatigue the glutes. Okay, so we worked primarily just focusing on the glutes with a hip extension. And then when we deadlifted, we recruited the hamstrings and the quadriceps and various other muscles to accommodate and to help the glutes even more. So the glutes were already pre-fatigued, they had to work harder during the second phase, but they had a helping hand. What's happening here is we're doing tricep extension, skull crushers, overhead extension, dips, whatever you're choosing to do. Not necessarily dips, probably isn't the best idea, but overhead extension, tricep push down, skull crushers, pre-fatiguing the triceps. When the tricep is pre-fatigued, we then move on to what I'm doing is kettlebell bench press, press ups. Dips would be a good second exercise where you'll you'll recruit the shoulders and the chest to help. Okay, so the pecs and the deltoids. So when those two muscles then come to help, the triceps pre-fatigue even more, but they have a little bit of a helping hand. So let's go into the third and final set. I'm going to stick with this one around my back because it worked really well on the last set. So again, hold it like so, head through the loop. Give yourself plenty of resistance, lay yourself back. Okay, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The burn. Right, pre-fatigued triceps, ready to work with the chest, the pecs and the deltoids assisting. 3, 2, 1. Let's get them up on the chest. Let's go, last set. 1, 2, 3. It beat me. Didn't even get 9. The arms, they're pumped. It just goes to show that when you get it right, how effective that can be. Hopefully you managed to get your 10. If you didn't, it goes to show it's not always possible. Okay, well done. Catch your breath. So, as I've said, today is not always about being out of breath when you train. Yes, my heart rate's nicely staying at 140 beats per minute, there and thereabouts throughout. However, this is focusing more on strength training and more importantly, pre-exhaustion, which is an advanced resistance training method. When done correctly, you can get great results. So, our lower body exercise done, our pushing exercise done. Now for our final pairing, which is for our pulling exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for bicep curls first. Again, just choose what you've got. If you've got a kettlebell, grab it by the horns and you bicep curl like so. If you've got dumbbells, bicep curl as I will do shortly. Or if you've got a band, put it underneath your feet, hold it with either a neutral grip or with a supinated grip and do your bicep curls. Pre-fatiguing biceps. 15 reps. Your second exercise is going to be a seated row using the bands. If you haven't got a band and you've got kettlebells, you can do bent over row. In this final pairing, I'll demonstrate a few more options for you should you wish to have them. So remember, your first exercise is 15 reps with pre-exhaustion, followed by a little bit more recruitment. So today, due to the nature of the exercise I've chosen. We're going to pre-exhaust the biceps, and then your second exercise is going to still train the biceps, but it's also going to challenge the biceps further with assistance from your posterior delts, so your deltoids once again, but the ones primarily at the back, your trapezius, which is a big muscle across your upper back, your lats, which are these big muscles down the side here, rhomboids, and a few others that are in between as well. Okay, but this isn't a science lesson, this is a training session. So let's move my bench a little bit further back so it's out the way, and we shall get in to the final pairing. So I'm going to have my green band ready for my second exercise. Grab my dumbbells first. We're going bicep curls, 15 reps, 3, 2, 1, off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 5, 4, burning a bit now, 3, 2, 1. Okay, pre-exhaustion done. Again, choose your own reps, dependent on the weights that you've got. So we come seated, we take each end of the band, like so, we hook them around the feet, and we sit nice and tall, and we hit 10 good quality reps here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Now, as you would have seen there, I added a slight pause at the peak of the contraction. Why? Because the green band just wasn't tough enough, but the blue band would be too tough and it would compromise my range of movement. So adding little pauses, changing your tempo, plenty of variables that we can manipulate to make exercises harder. So what I'm going to do on the next one is I'm going to try with my 24 kilo kettlebells to do the second exercise as a bent over row. So if you haven't got a band, this is an option that you might want to follow. Okay, second pair, second set, bicep curls, 15 reps, 3, 2, 1, go. 1, Oh, I don't know if I've made a bad decision here. I'm going to give it our best shot though. Bent over row, biceps killing. Penultimate round, 28.5 minutes in. Pre-fatigue's already there. Biceps are on fire. Bent over row, back nice and straight. Grab your kettlebells, stand up, bent over row, 10 reps. Only the 8. Only the 8. Not too much of a big deal. Remember, the pre-exhaustion was there. The back had to work hard because the biceps weren't really helping too much. The biceps had to work harder because they were pre-exhausted. The format's been the same throughout the whole session so far. So hopefully, whether this is the first time you've watched this video and followed this workout, you're learning a few things and you're realizing how challenging this advanced method can be. But if this is the second time or third time you're watching this, hopefully you get to grips with how it works and the workout's becoming a little bit more effective for you. So 30 minutes in, we'll be done in the next 5 minutes, including our cool down. Let's get it done. I'm going to go back to my bicep curls and back to my seated row. Choose your exercises. Let's go. 15, then 10. Pre-fatigue first. Pre-exhaust. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, killing me now. 5 left. They're gone. Hardest pairing so far, that's for sure. Arms are on fire. Heart rate's going. Still sitting around about 140, 145 beats a minute. However, my muscles are very much pumped, being challenged. So again, let's finish with our final set of 10 reps. Oh, okay. Sit nice and tall. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Woo! Wow. So, as I mentioned to you before, not the hardest. Made a sense of a cardiovascular workout. Certainly not leaving you sweating too much this morning, but one that's really going to test your muscular strength. Pre-exhaustion is a very, very good advanced training method to overcome plateaus and to create a greater stimulus than what you're used to, which is also known as overload. So we're going to go into some stretches now, starting with some happy cat, sad cat, just to release your lower back. Take this opportunity to concentrate on your breathing. Walk your hands forward a little bit, sit it back onto your heels. Nice big stretch for your back. And if your lats and your arms are a little bit pumped, full of blood and feeling a little bit heavy right now, this is a great stretch to help loosen them off. Sweep on through, drop the hips, stretch your abdominals out. Sit it back. Hip flexors next, please. Drop the knee, push it forward, keep your chest up. So I have this motto, which is train everything, and you'll be prepared for anything, which means it's important to train all rep brackets, whether it be heavy 3 to 5, moderate 8 to 12, or even high reps of 15 to 30, whether that be under strict control of tempo. Let's go glutes next. Fold the leg over, slide the back leg back. Whether that be strict tempo, increasing what's known as time under tension, or doing speed work with power output. We train all of them, and the better we get and the more efficient we get. Switch sides. At all of those things, we've become a formidable force. So if you're used to going high reps all the time and long runs, expose yourself to some heavy weight training from time to time. And if you're a fan of heavy, expose yourself to some high reps and some speed work from time to time. Let's finish with shoulders, release them. Well, once again I want to thank you for taking the time to join me and go through this morning's workout. Whether you're doing this before work or after work in the evening, I hope you found it useful, and I hope you come back to try this advanced training method again in the near future. So let's finish with the upper back stretch, pushing those shoulder blades apart. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.